Hello and welcome inside the training room. I am your host, Dr. Ken Kaufman, and I am absolutely pumped to have you here where you get exclusive, behind the scenes, VIP access into the training rooms of professional sports. Welcome inside the training room. In this first part of a 4-part series, I have 2 very special guests from Advanced Genomic Solutions. Lance Bennett is the co-founder and a West Point graduate and decorated U.S. Army intelligence officer. He's been in the genetics and biotech industry since leaving the military. And Kellie Caldwell Straub is the VP of Strategic Partnerships for AGS-Health, where she's responsible for the development, oversight, and implementation of innovative programs, projects, and strategic initiatives. And what's happening, everybody? I'm really excited about our guests today. Today's guests are from Advanced Genomic Solutions, AGS-Health. And, I'd like to ask our listeners just to, so you kind of know what to expect is, have your training results plateaued? Do you know if you're eating the right foods for your body? Are you trying to lose weight and not having any success? Do you know if the vitamins and supplements you're taking are even effective? Are food cravings causing you to eat when you're not really hungry? And do you work with patients or clients to help them obtain and maintain their health, wellness, and vitality? And sometimes have some questions because maybe some of the strategies that you've used in the past aren't being effective for a particular client. Well, that's where Advanced Genomic Solutions comes in, and they provide genetic testing, a real simple genetic test that can allow you to custom tailor your treatment programs, your dietary programs, nutrition programs, so that you know that you're eating the right things, taking the right supplements based on your genetics and not on guesswork. So we have 2 guests from Advanced Genomic Solutions. We have Kellie Caldwell Straub, and she's the VP of Strategic Partnerships for AGS, and she's responsible for the development, oversight, and implementation of innovative programs, projects, partnerships, and strategic initiatives. And so we also have Lance Bennett. He is the co-founder of Advanced Genomic Solutions. He's a West Point grad and decorated U.S. Army intelligence officer. He was stationed both in the United States and in Southeast Asia. And he's been in the genetics and biotech industry for a number of years, I saw on his profile. And Lance, Kellie, thank you and welcome inside the training room.
Well, thank you, Ken, so much for having us. We're delighted to be here.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
I'm glad, we met, a number of months back. I think it was November, wasn't it, at that conference? Yep. So, we met out there, and I liked what you guys were offering. We were offering our well-connected mobile app, and we've since pivoted a bit, but most of our listeners will know what that's all about. But Kellie and Lance, if you can, I don't know who wants to go first, but go ahead and just kind of give us a little background. How did you get into genetics testing and into this field?
I'll take that first, and then I'll let Kellie give her personal approach to it as well. I've been in the biotech space after leaving the military for about 15 years, and we actually had some friends of ours in the professional environment let myself and my fellow co-founder know that there was really some emerging science that was happening following the Human Genome Project in 2003. And it's about 10 years later in 2012 where it was really starting to become actionable, where you could actually use some of this genetic information to further the pursuits, whether it was on your own or with a provider, and being able to be healthier and really personalized plans from that. So we started back about 8 years ago looking at medication management, and then have grown really into an overall health approach using personalized genetics to help guide that course. So it's been quite the journey. It is an amazing evolving field that we are in now, and it's just very exciting to see where we are and where it is we probably will be growing to. So integrating that into a health approach with providers is going to be absolutely something that's going to magnify and evolve over the next 2, 5, 10 years. And so we're excited to be leading that charge.
Awesome. Yeah, I've known about some of the genetic testing and, some customization for different things in the past. I've used a few different companies in the past, and it is just fascinating to me that, through genetics testing, you can really kind of custom tailor. And I've had situations where I've had, patients and clients that just don't respond like I think they should. This really is such an essential tool to be able to really fine tune what you're doing with a client to really, so it's, truly not just a cookie cutter approach. It's really customized to that particular individual. So Kellie, how did you get involved in all of this?
Well, the personalization of wellness, which is what I just heard you speak about, is such an exciting area. My interest in genetics actually goes all the way back to college. I studied genetics in the 80s and 90s before genetics was really a thing. I was just fascinated by the science. My undergraduate degree was in genetics and psychology. My intention was to go into behavioral genetics or the medical field and genetic counseling. And life, as it typically does, took some twists and turns. And I wound up specializing in health, wellness, nutrition, and fitness. Had about 25 years of experience in those areas in entrepreneurship, owning and operating several businesses. And my passion is really project management and business development and entrepreneurship. And so when I had the opportunity a couple of years ago to marry that 25 years of experience, in addition to the passion and, educational background I'd had with genetics, it was just kind of a dream come true opportunity.
Absolutely.
So we've had a really great time for the past couple of years building, growing, and expanding, especially the B2B offerings of AGS, which is really our area of expertise and specialty.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Hey, not too many times you can marry, two passions like that together. But this sounds like a dream come true. I think you got her for a while.
I hope so.
So that's great. All right, let me ask, who is AGS and how are you guys different? Because like I mentioned before, there's some other companies out there that I've utilized, and so I know that they're out there. What's your unique service offering, or is it the level of service? Is it the tests itself? What makes you guys different?
It's a great question. I think the first thing to look at is AGS is really a global leader in the business-to-business genetic testing solutions. You had mentioned you've heard of other organizations that are out there. Most of the ones that people have heard of, the 23andMe's, the Ancestry.coms, they are a direct-to-consumer solution.
Mm-hmm.
And so much of it is focused around ancestral-type genes, whereas we try to help not only the individual client, but also the healthcare provider in many cases, as you alluded to earlier, really provide a personalized approach to helping someone understand their health. The first step in being healthy is really health awareness. Where am I right now? What are my goals? And where is it that I want to go? What we do is we really focus on optimizing that personal health management by empowering our clients to make smarter lifestyle choices using their unique genes. And that's something that hasn't been done before.
Mm-hmm.
And by really personalizing our approach, whether it is servicing our clients in the United States or in the Asian market, we really want to deliver that and couple that with protecting consumer privacy at the same time. Kellie, do you want to pick up where I left off?
Yeah, I think genetic testing privacy, even with my background and experience going all the way back to the time where we were mapping the human genome, and the question really as a young woman at that point, in my early 20s was, this is going to be amazing, but what are we going to do with all of this information once we have it, and what's going to be the culpability long term? And I think we're right on the cusp of understanding what that is. What I love so much about AGS and what we're doing and being on our executive leadership team with all of that background and experience is what really does set us apart. What is our value proposition, and why should providers and practitioners and clients ultimately choose AGS over. There's new genetic testing companies coming onto the market every single day.
Yeah.
And the biggest issue, absolutely hands down, number one, is privacy. We implemented an AGS Gene Shield policy over the past couple of years, which absolutely guarantees, period, no exception, that we will not share, sell, disclose, transfer, or do research on genetic data. Genetic data is a very, very sought after. And there's a lot of great reasons that genetics needs to be researched and understood, but there's a lot of outcomes that I think some people aren't yet quite thinking about.
Right.
When it comes to releasing that data. It really is your most prized personal possession. You can have your credit card reissued, your driver's license reissued, your social security card reissued. And I know that firsthand. I was legally adopted when I was 18 years old. So I graduated high school with one birth certificate, social security card, and credit card. And 3 months later, I was going to college with a different, three different. That can be reissued. What cannot be reissued is your DNA.
Right.
It is very personal. It should remain private. And so we stand on that very firmly. The other thing I would say about AGS is our service and support. When you contact and call our company, you typically get a decision maker who can really work with you. And we really care about our clients to a far greater degree than I have seen other companies doing. We really like to hold people's hand. We like to be engaged in the process of integration and the building out of programs, whether that's through our practitioner and provider program or our corporate wellness genetic programs. We really like to be a partner. And I think that adds tremendous value. We don't want to leave people just hanging.
Right.
So we offer quite a few ancillary services. We are continuing to add value to our reports. They're very actionable. They're easy to understand. They're easy to implement. But we never just want to leave you hanging and wondering, okay, great. Now I have this information. What do I do with it?
Yeah, right.
Because that's really the magic.
Thank you for joining us inside the training room for this special episode with Advanced Genomic Solutions, Lance Bennett and Kellie Caldwell. Make sure to join us in the next episode where I continue my interview where they discuss the importance of AGS's privacy and security of clients' information and the benefits of the program for athletic performance and injury recovery.